The General Failure Podcast is now being calibrated for your listening pleasure.
Welcome to episode 183 of the General Failure Podcast for the week of June 11th, 2019. Brought to you by RadioHaver.com. This week, the Purple Monkeys still suck. It's E3 time again, and you get rolled on, sucker. I'm TJ, and I've got with me Dom.
What's up?
And CJ.
Hey,
He's back.
Air horns, air horns.
Start off with, like we usually do, with what are you playing? CJ, you got a bunch of shit on here.
I do. There's just a bunch of random shit, and I had more stuff that I'm actually saving for next week. Crazy, right? So the first thing is I watched a movie that came out in 2016.
Damn.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So we talked about the Legends of the Hidden Temple movie, I feel like a while ago.
Yeah, probably back in 2016.
But like, it doesn't feel like
That
it
existed?
was that long, right? No, but the thing is, I feel like
No. I know that we talked about
Yeah.
this.
I know we talked about it, but I didn't think
But-
they were actually going to make the goddamn
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
but I don't remember talking about it 3 goddamn years ago.
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't seem like
the
that.
problem. That's the real problem. So like, there was this weird like resurgence of Legends of the Hidden Temple. I think they
It's like anything Nintendo.
maybe that was Double Dare
Or
they
not
brought back,
Nintendo,
but they
Nickelodeon.
did the board game.
Well, they brought back Double Dare, but they put Legends of the Hidden Temple on Verve when they did the Nicktoons stuff there.
right. And then
But that was like last year, so
Yeah, that
apparently
was
this is
last
3 years ago, so I don't fucking know anymore.
I don't know. But anyway, they did make a movie of it. I've been meaning to watch it, and I finally watched it. And it's like an hour and 10 minutes long, so it's like definitely
That's high quality. That's
Wow.
That's right at the
Made for
point where
TV
you know
movie.
it's not a real movie.
Fucking shit.
and
dude.
Yeah,
what's
made for
pretty
TV
bad.
to fit into an
Yeah.
hour and a half time
If
slot.
you can't fit 90, if you can't make a movie 90 minutes,
The,
what
wa-
the fuck are you
the
doing?
way that I look at it is 80 minutes is the mark that makes it an actual movie.
Yeah.
Any shorter than 80 minutes and it's a short story.
Yep.
It's a TV
it's
episode.
a long TV episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without getting like into like the whole fucking thing, I would honestly give this. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Damn.
no
Mo-
way.
Mostly for
Is it just nostalgia?
yeah, mostly for yeah. I would say about 6 of those 7.5 points were nostalgia.
And then the
but
1.5 is the end scene where Olmec comes out and just starts murdering the children.
he just eats them. He opens up his mouth and just Kirby's them and just
He
crunches.
turns them into their animals first.
yeah,
And then he's
right. That way it's not illegal.
eating animals is not illegal.
Sucking on a Bible's not illegal. So the thing for me though that like honestly watching this movie when it first started, I was like, this is fucking stupid. And then as it went on more and more, I was like, oh damn, that's actually pretty smart. Oh damn, they actually oh damn, like everything like it was like these little tiny things that they put in there to come from like
The show.
like they adapted a game show. It's not like they adapted Legends of the Hidden Temple into like a movie about a hidden temple. They adapted the game show into a movie.
Wait.
So like
So the movie's about the show?
no, the
No.
movie is about a real hidden temple in like Mexico that this white ass family goes to visit on a trip.
And
And-
spoiler alert, the kids are really bad at doing the monkey puzzle because they're all fucking stupid.
Please, did you watch it?
The movie? No. If you watch the show though,
Yeah.
those kids, it's angering. Even when I was a child,
And
I was like,
no.
you're dumb. You're stupid.
And that's what fucking cracked me up. Because like as you go through it, it's like, you know, they show up in Mexico on this fucking family trip, and the parents are like, all right, peace out, kids. We're going to the spa. Like, older sister, you're fucking in charge. Because there was an older sister, middle brother, and then a younger brother. And I guess the middle brother's like obsessed with the legend of the hidden temple, air quotes.
Fucking middle
And,
kids, swear, man.
I know, right? And like, you know, they go to watch the show, and out pops Kirk Fogg and everything. And he's like, hey, everybody. Like, and he starts like going crazy about being a tour guide. Like, he's a tour guide.
Wait, is Kirk Fogg the host?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kirk Fogg is the tour guide host at the hidden temple that isn't hidden.
Right, what I'm
you
saying
can
is,
see it.
Is
You can
he the
see
host
the
of the
temple.
game show on Nickelodeon?
Yes.
Okay.
He was the
So
original.
they brought him back.
He was-
I just assumed it was Mark Summers
He's
since he
gotta
did
be-
everything
No, no,
else.
no.
He's got to be like in
No.
his 50s
No,
or
he,
60s.
he looks good. He looks good. He didn't look bad at all.
They CGI'd him.
Well, like, you know, it was one of those things where
Entire
it's
budget
like
for that.
it's like a theme park in Mexico that they like built around a temple that you can't get into. you know?
Yeah.
And like there's this whole legend around it of like, oh, these people went in there once and they never came out, blah, blah, blah. And of course, like,
Seems counterproductive to build something that no one's allowed to go into.
I don't fucking
What a waste of money.
It's a tourist trap, man. That's all it was. But like, you know, Kirk Fogg believes and the little kid believes and he gives like the kid a map. He's like, oh, check out this
I thought he
map.
was gonna give him
yeah.
candy.
Yeah.
He's like, the last thing, he's like, I got to go in once, but I ran out because I was too afraid. He's like,
Chris
but I grabbed
Hansen
this.
pops out.
Yeah. you
Kirk
know,
Fogg, have
it's
a
really
seat.
weird. But what cracks me up is, of course, like the kids break rules. They jump a fence, and in Mexico, they jump over a fence. And
Too political, damn it.
and you know, of course, they fall down into a fucking pit and end up inside of the. So this is what cracks me up. They walk around the building, they fall down a pit, and somehow end up in the front of the temple, like on the same level.
What?
What the fuck?
Yeah, but that's.
I think you're doing physics wrong.
Yeah.
I'll let that be for the fact that it's magical mysticism and there's magic around the temple and
Yeah, you
whatnot.
can only bullshit with that
Yeah.
so long.
I don't know. Basically, like Olmec had this like fucking when he was a real person had this like the pendant of life that they
Yeah.
give to like chase away the temple guards and whatnot. In the movie or in the fucking game show, he like breaks it in half because like his bad son came in to steal it while he was trying to give it to his good son to become king. And he
Is that what that movie The Good Son is about with Macaulay
Yes,
Culkin and Elijah
exactly.
Wood?
You're getting
I
this.
knew it.
But like, you know,
It's a sequel.
as the story progresses,
prequel.
like, you know, when the game show opens up, Olmec tells a story.
Yeah.
That's exactly what fucking happens.
Oh my
The kids
God.
go up. There's the giant head of Olmec because after the guy, like, you know, did one last magic thing and turned his whole civilization into stone, he turned to a giant talking head, apparently. Well, everyone else
He
is just
fucking
stone.
clapped his hands
Yeah.
together
Yep.
and went
Yeah.
magic
Yeah.
dust and just poof fairy dust everywhere.
So like he tells the story, and he's like, you got to go down the fucking steps of knowledge, just like in the fucking game show. And like every time, and I was like, okay,
wow, that must have been the easiest writer's room in the
yeah.
world.
But like I was like, all right, this
Yeah,
is
what's
fucking
everyone
stupid.
complaining about? Writing a movie's real easy.
Yeah. But like in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, so they're gonna go down the fucking steps of knowledge, whatever. They reference it, like not a big deal. But then like the kid takes like one step down, and like the sister stops him, and like Olmec like says something, and the kid like answers the question that Olmec like just like in the game show, you answer a question, you
And
get
go
to
down
go
the
down a
steps.
step.
Yeah.
So he goes down another step, and the sister's like, no, we're not gonna go in there once you go through the. And then like he answers another question. Olmec is like, you're right, and he like goes down and it's like I was like, that's like not bad. I'm like, I'm fucking impressed right now. But like they had all
that they could repeat the exact same thing they did 20 years ago.
but like as a movie,
But
and
then
it's
they-
not a game show.
But then they show the real Olmec behind the curtain, and he's like, I'm going to murder these motherfucking kids.
I'm gonna eat them kids.
I'm gonna send these rapey dudes into
Yeah.
my temple.
But I mean,
Get them, temple guards.
Yeah, but I mean, it had everything. Like, of course, like when the temple guards come back to life because they take the pendant that was one of the two broken halves of the pendant from one of them. And of course, the temple guards come back and chase them around. But like all the rooms were
I
there.
don't know why, but they went dick first every
Yeah,
time. I
it
don't
was
know.
really weird. And every room had like a different animal. Like there was like there's like the Medusa's room where it's full of silver snakes, and they had to like do that. There's a red jaguar, like a green monkey. Like every room
It's a movie
had
that writes
like
itself.
had all that shit, and they even had the monkey room. And the best part about the
It was green monkeys, wasn't it?
Was it?
Man, I wrote purple monkeys on the intro.
Oh,
it was purple
no.
parrots.
It's purple parrots and green
Oh,
monkeys.
well, we covered them all.
Yeah.
But there's the room. The what's the room of the? Is it the silver monkey? With the puzzle. I forgot what it's fucking called now.
The monkeys are colored.
I don't know.
The colored monkeys puzzle.
The colored monkeys puzzle. And of course,
I
like
don't
they
remember.
get in there and they're like, "Oh, it's not that hard. There's 3 of us." And they each, I'll put down the base, and like I'll put on the middle piece, and I'll slide on the head, and it's all like fucking wonky. And then it pops up. It's like 4 hours later. I was like, God,
That is
damn
awesome.
it."
All right, see, I want to watch this movie
Yeah,
just for that. 'Cause
just for that. And like,
that is just like that's a good meta joke right
yeah,
there.
and it was just that's the thing is it was nostalgia and meta jokes the entire fucking time, and it's like this is my type of goddamn movie, but it was meant for like 7 to like 12-year-olds, you know.
No, it was meant for our generation. 'cause
Yeah,
we're the only
clearly.
ones that remember
Yeah.
that shit.
Yep. So I assume that we all watched that show when we were kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have
You could
cable.
not.
I didn't have cable when I was a kid. So whenever I went over to my grandparents' house, they had cable, and my grandfather did nothing but watch TV. So we always put on Nickelodeon. I loved that show, and he
Yeah.
got really angry about kids watching TV. Not a great person. I was always Blue Barracudas. Fucking
Barracudas.
Blue Barracudas all the way.
Wasn't there like a brown one that was just like
No,
sucked?
what do you mean? What? That's just racist.
Yeah. No, the purple parrots sucked.
The
Yeah.
purple parrots sucked, and I feel
I
like
knew one
the
team
silver
always
snakes were
sucked.
always like
The Silver Snakes were always in last place, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they're just like they're you can go and look it up. There's actually like a discrepancy. Like it should be even across the board.
Yeah, absolutely.
It isn't. Like there's some teams
And
will
there's always
win
that
more,
one fat
more
kid
often
that just
than
sucks
others.
Oh
at
yeah,
everything.
the Red Jaguars won a lot. I
Yeah.
feel them, the Green Monkeys, and
All right, here's
the
the
orange,
correction, though.
whatever the orange team was.
They got to the temple run a lot, but I think like three teams have actually won or something. Like it's a
Yeah.
very low
No,
amount
it's
that
a
have actually
very low
gone
amount, 'cause
through.
They always get caught.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if you don't have both pieces of the pendant when you're going through and you run into a temple guard, you lose your piece. And if you run to another one, you're fucked. If you don't,
Yeah.
if you didn't win it going through the fucking game.
Orange Iguanas was the other team.
Oh, there you go. Orange
Yep.
iguanas.
Yeah, so
they
there's
got a
only
lot
those
of
6 teams.
There was
Yeah.
only 4 teams when it started, right?
No, it was all
It
6.
was all
Yeah,
6?
it was.
Yeah,
started
all
and then
6
go
were
down.
always paddling across the little river,
Mhm.
and it was like
And that was in it. That's in the show.
Yeah, and
like,
it's like-
every single thing is in the fucking show.
yeah, there's always 4 teams that are like neck and neck, and then the Purple Parrots and the Silver Snakes are in the back like "Duh!" every time.
I will say I watched this with my 1.5-year-old son. It was a little scary for him. I had to turn it off and watch it later without him.
A
so
little young.
yeah, so it's a little scary.
Show them in like 4 or 5 years. That'll be like the prime time of watching the show.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I
Or,
think.
or show them the old show first and be like, the movie's even shittier than this.
I mean, it's Nickelodeon level acting, so like don't
Oh, it's
expect
good stuff.
anything special.
Spy Kids 3 kind of
Yeah,
shit.
but I will say the way that they even said like you have 3 minutes from the minute you put the pendant back together to get out of the temple.
Yeah.
Like even that's in it. Like
You should have time to see if it was 3 minutes that passed by.
God, even the way that they kind of netted that was kind of creative. I would recommend if you liked the show, like it's an hour of your life. It's really not that much, you know.
It's less than an episode of Game of Thrones.
yeah, it's on Hulu. If you have Hulu, just go fucking watch it there. I highly
So,
recommend.
all right, game time, impromptu game time.
Oh god.
What do you think the best and worst teams statistically overall were?
I do think it was
brown shits
the
came
Red
last.
Jaguars were the best overall.
Red Jaguars were 33-7.
Damn.
33 wins, 7 losses. By far the best.
And I think the worst team was probably the Orange Iguanas.
The Orange Iguanas and the Purple Parrots are tied at worst at 21-19.
Wow.
Shit.
The Silver Snakes are actually the second best at 31-9.
Yeah, but they were like the evil kids.
Yeah, they were the Slytherins. What a surprise, the Silver Snakes. Blue Barracudas are 30-10.
That was before Harry Potter.
It was.
Fuck.
It was like foreshadowing to Harry Potter. Yeah. However, going to the temple.
Yeah. Yeah. When they get in the temple, it's completely different.
Surprisingly enough, the best team was the Silver Snakes at 5-6.
Oh
Damn.
wow.
They won
Yeah,
5 times.
And they lost 6. A losing record is the best.
Yeah. That temple is fucking
The Red
hard, man.
Jaguars were 2-8. Blue Barracudas were 3-4.
I don't know why they just never punched the dude.
Yo, that
Trying to
monkey
grab
puzzle's
you.
fucking hard, man.
Green Monkeys 2-2. Orange Iguanas are by far the worst at 0-6.
Wow.
However, the Purple Parrots were even worse because they're 0-2, which means they also won 0 games, but they only went twice.
Nice.
Twice you went? Jeez,
Yeah.
dude.
I think you
If
still
you were in the later seasons, did you just like, if you got paired with the purple team, you were just like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that was just season 1.
Oh,
wow.
shit. I wonder overall.
Yeah, I need some aggregate data here.
Oh, here's
man.
total.
Oh,
Red Jaguars are 90-30.
Wow.
Shit.
Blue Barracudas are actually worse, 76-44. Orange Iguanas 68-52.
Damn.
However, I
It's
mean,
a 1-for-1 almost.
4-16 for Red Jaguars at the
Jeez. The temple.
the Silver Snakes were 8-13 at the temple. The Green Monkeys were 8-16.
Huh.
It's a 0.5.
All right.
KD.
Orange Iguanas were the worst. Guess. They do have wins, so
Okay.
it's not 0.
2 and 5.
No, I'll say like 1 and 8.
4-21.
Wow.
Wow, they went. They are a lot
They
more
went,
than I
they
thought
went
they would.
25 times and they lost 21 of them.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking shit.
Yeah, the Purple Parrots have only been to total to the temple 11 times. Failures.
Oh man, that's just so shitty.
I love it. Yeah.
So go watch the movie if you ever saw the show.
For sure.
Or have an hour to kill of your life.
Yeah.
Instead of, just offing yourself. Go watch this movie. So what else, CJ? What else you got?
So the other day, I played a new board game called Aeon's End, which was a Kickstarter. A while ago, but they had a recent Kickstarter for like I think either the second edition and then a bunch of expansions that came out with it. And it's a really cool, like deck building cooperative board game. So the whole point of it is
Those are like oxymorons.
not
Deck building
quite.
and
It's
cooperative.
No, it's kind of like what's the there's like the DC deck building game and
They're not
Marvel's
cooperative, are they?
yeah, and Marvel's Legendary. Marvel's Legendary is cooperative. It's very similar to that. Aeon's End is very similar to that, where like you start the game, you pick a random like monster to fight, and basically like that demon or monster, whatever, is trying to destroy your the town that you live in. And you being one of the adventurers, I can't remember how many it actually supports. I think it might only be 4 people, but
It's not a ton for a deck builder.
but again, it's a cooperative game. So usually they don't go that high. Everyone gets to like choose a character to be, and that character gets like you start with you have a starting deck that has like very specific cards to your character, and then as the game goes on, you purchase cards from a shared pool. And I fucking loved it. The everything about it, the design of it, like the characters, the story are all really fucking good. There is a ton of characters that you can play as.
Oh, that's cool.
Choose to play as.
It's not
And
like, there's 4 people that can play, so there's only 4 characters.
and it's really, I think, really well balanced in that you could choose like I want to be like a spell slinger kind of guy, or like I played a support. So a lot of what I was doing was everyone gets like everyone has like a special ability, and like you have to the cards that you would use to spend to buy cards to build your deck, you can also choose to spend to like get charges on your character, and then you can spend those charges to do your special ability. I like focused on just doing that. Like I had a card that was whenever I get a charge, I can choose somebody else to get a charge. And then I was like healing people and healing the town, and like it was the first time that I've ever played like a support class and like actually really enjoyed it in a board game.
That's a little funky.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. It was just like a really cool RPG cooperative board game, and it was all deck building, which is my jam. And I would highly recommend. Highly recommend checking out because it was a lot of fun. It's inexpensive. It really is. It's like I think $35 to $40 on Amazon
for a deck builder.
Yeah, and there's a ton of expansions that are coming out with more characters, more monsters to fight.
And they'll probably keep doing Kickstarters and stuff, so you'll probably get on the...
And I'm sure. And it looks really complicated, and like it's one of those rule books where it's like the rule could be one sentence, but they wrote like a book under it of like other like descriptions and examples and shit. So like the book you're like, what the fuck is all this shit? I want to read it. And then we actually played it. And I was like, God, this is fucking easy, man. Like, but
it's the ones with like all the pieces everywhere.
I hate games like that.
Yeah.
That like the rules look super complicated, and then you play and you're like, dude, this could have been 8 rules.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. But yeah, Aeon's End. Go check it out.
Okay. So Dom, me and you played some games last
sure
night.
I played it too.
Yeah.
By
2
myself.
hours after we played. You may have seen, I guess this would be Tuesday night. You listen to this probably on Friday or Saturday. Tuesday night, we streamed Roller Champions, which is the new game from Ubisoft. They announced it at E3 on Monday. Yeah. I downloaded it Monday night. And I played a few games on Monday night. They have a pre-alpha that was free from Monday until I think Thursday, something like that, a few days. Monday was a little bit tough, so maybe they'll give an extra day to it. But it's basically, think Rocket League, but on roller skates. Yeah. That's really all it was.
In a circle.
Yeah, I mean... Well, that's kind of the roller derby aspect of it. Yeah. If you look at roller derby, actually, if you watch Whip It or something,
I'm pretty sure you can't go backwards in a roller derby.
I can. Watch me.
You can't. It's illegal. Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want in this game.
Yeah, you can.
I thought, and again, this is a pre-alpha. I thought it was a ton of fucking fun.
I agree. Even though it was a pre-alpha and there's definitely some issues with it, I had a lot of fun doing it.
Right.
Especially if you're playing with friends.
Yep.
It was a fucking blast.
There's issues with it, but I think the issues are not with, for the most part, the core mechanics of the game.
The dodging and hitting, there's some
Yeah, those need to be tightened up.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
'Cause if you time everything right, like you could dodge like everything.
Right. I'm pretty sure everyone saw that in our last game
Yes.
where we dominated. I don't know if you saw it, CJ. I mercy
now.
killed, or I mercy ruled the opposing team by myself in 2 minutes. No, it was about 3 minutes. It was just under 3 minutes. 2 minutes and 40 something seconds.
It was 20 seconds was the first goal.
I had
20
one
seconds in?
goal in 24 seconds, something like that. And then I had a second goal in 44 seconds.
Yep.
So
Wow.
another 20 seconds after that. And then another 20 seconds after that, I had another goal. And then another 20 seconds. I had a goal every 20 seconds until the end, when it took me about a minute to get a goal.
The
Jeez.
best was like every time a new round would start, the ball would drop and he'd be like, I got the ball. And then just go around once
So-
and throw it in the end goal.
So
Done.
that's something that they have to fix.
where that spawns.
The ball spawns in the same spot every time. It spawns at the same velocity in the same spot. So it took, I noticed that very quickly that the opposing teams, if they had been playing games, I noticed that they were standing in the same spot every
Yeah.
time.
If it was randomized, that'd be a lot better.
That's exactly what it should be. It should be random as to where it comes from. Maybe it should give you an indication on the screen, like the last 2 or 3 seconds before it launches, where it's coming from.
Yeah.
But
Well, you also have the button for the ball
tracker.
tracker. Which I never used. I hit by accident. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
well, I don't use that in
Yeah.
Rocket League either.
Well, see, that's weird because in Rocket League, I use the ball tracker. I don't know. It's,
I go off
it's
and
easier
on
for
both.
me. But in this game, I had to turn it off.
I go on. I
was too
turn it
much.
on for a second if I lost the ball completely. I need to know where it is, but I can't drive around like that. I lose
Yeah.
my orientation completely.
Yeah.
It's got to be
I
behind
think
the car.
for me, when I was trying to figure out how this fucking game worked,
Yeah, the controls are
like-
not easy.
That was I was a little bit confused when you texted that because I was like, it teaches you how to play immediately. It's the first thing it does is tell you all the buttons.
It didn't. Well, that the thing that I didn't like about that was it showed me how to play. I wasn't I didn't get to do anything on the controller.
Oh,
Like when I was, it was like, you
you
click
can
this
definitely
button.
tell
I don't know.
everyone's first round
Oh,
because they
yeah.
would just sit there and then crouch
yep.
Yeah,
and then they wouldn't go anywhere. Like it took me a second or two to figure out they get to
yeah. I
Hold the
wish
trigger.
I wish there was like a training area, but I understand this is an
There's a
alpha.
pre-alpha.
Yeah,
alpha
there
thing.
probably will be some sort of
Yeah.
training or offline or something in the full game because it's again pre-alpha. This
Yeah.
isn't even alpha, let alone beta, let alone a final
This
release.
is- hey, the game doesn't crash in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll give it to
and you
people.
got to play online.
Yeah.
You could have a party with your friends.
Yep, that worked
and-
too. That worked pretty well.
And frankly, the matchmaking did not. Day one,
Yeah.
I had trouble getting into a game. Day one, if I played a game finally, I would have to exit the game, close it down completely, and reopen it in
Oh,
order
wow.
to get into another match. It was not good. But yesterday,
But
we
for
had
us,
no problems.
No problem.
I
We
had-
got take
yeah.
10, 15 seconds
Yeah,
to get in
same.
the game.
We're
and start it
immediately
up.
in the game. And
It was like Rocket League.
Yep, the graphics were good enough for
Yeah.
what they are. It's an arcade style game. I'm fine with the graphics. We had one level, which was fine. The music is just like Rocket League, where it's
Yeah.
a kind of a mix of easy listening techno type of stuff.
It's that DRM free
Exactly.
kind of music.
No, it's not. You
No,
have
there
to
was
turn.
a few songs that were in there that
Yeah.
was shocked that.
Oh, really?
You have to
Actually,
turn
licenses
streaming
for
mode on. So
okay.
everyone who was watching us, they basically listened in silence except for the clacking of the of the skates because there was no music. But you
Yeah,
have
they
to hear us
recommend
yelling.
controller, which I like because I like controllers.
Yeah,
as
I
well,
played
so
with a
the
controller.
keyboard.
Yeah, I'm glad that they recommend. They just flat out say you can play with a keyboard, but come on, just play with a controller. Which is I
Yeah.
feel the same way about Rocket League. You can play with a keyboard, but don't play with a controller.
I like the complicated kind of controls because after a while I was actually getting good at getting really quick
Yep.
Yeah.
around the turns and
Yeah.
stuff and being able to get really high up on the walls and
Mhm.
stuff. I wish there was a way to jump and do tricks or something
Yeah,
like that. You could
so
hit the ball
I saw
forward,
some
so-
people
Yeah.
doing backflips and stuff, and I can't figure out how they were doing it.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's like the
No, yeah, there was
Motorcon shit.
something that I feel like I remember them showing in the tutorial of how to spin around or something.
You could,
but-
you could do the dodging and stuff.
Yeah, you can do a
Yeah.
twirl when you have the ball to dodge out of the way.
Yeah,
The fucking passing sucks.
yeah, it does.
That's the thing that,
holy
as far
shit.
as the core game mechanics go, that's number one on my
Yeah.
list. The passing was horrible because it wasn't. You can only pass if somebody hits Y or whatever, your top
Yeah.
button, triangle, whatever the fuck you want to call it,
Yep.
and puts up their hand and says, hey, pass to me, then you could pass it. But it doesn't pass to them. It just launches it as fast as it can straight ahead from wherever you are.
Yeah.
That needs
Wherever
to go
you're
away.
looking.
Wherever you're
Yeah.
looking, that needs to go away.
It needs to be able to, like, I get you can get in the middle of that, but you got to figure out a different way than just like, hey, I want the ball, and then throw the ball,
Yep.
but the ball doesn't go anywhere near
So
that person.
I could understand if, you know, if you are skating around with the ball and you just hit Y, it doesn't do anything. That should just throw the ball wherever you're looking. So
Yeah.
if you just want to launch the ball the other side to, like, you know, kind of clear the area, go ahead and do that. But if someone
which you
puts
can
their
do when you go to shoot for the
right,
the
exactly,
goal, which I apparently can't do.
yeah, you were not you weren't good at that.
I was good at just taking people out in front of Dom and behind him.
Yeah, but if someone puts their hand up and you throw the ball to them, it should go to them.
Yeah.
I guess it's a way to get it so that, you know, it's not, you know, pass ball.
Yeah,
ball,
because
done.
that's what's gonna end up happening is people are just gonna work in a tandem and just be like pass ball around, do it 3 times, get 5 points, win.
Trying to get more than one lap goal.
Very
was
difficult.
very difficult.
Yeah, I saw that happen. How much does that increase your
So
score?
if you get 2 laps around, if you get 1 lap around, it's 1 point. 2 laps around is 3 points. 3 laps around is 5 points.
oh wow.
Which I never saw the 5.1.
Neither have I.
I never saw three. Never saw three.
I've
laps going.
seen 3
And that's
points.
the same as the goals, or is it that's the goal is just based off of how many laps you do?
What do you mean?
Like I thought, I don't know, I couldn't tell from the intro thing. Like there are specific places you could throw into the goal to get different points, or is that
No,
just
No,
it's
that's
just based
just
off of how
the
many
math.
times you
Just
go
based on the
around.
lap.
Which is
Okay.
it's cool when you start the lap up, because you have to start at the start line
yeah,
and then
yeah.
go across it and starts the lap. There's actually a light bar that goes around the entire stadium that shows you how
Oh.
far you are into that
Mhm.
lap.
And then if you cross it and you don't shoot and you go again, another bar will start. So you can see that you're on your
Oh,
second or
that's
third
cool.
lap. But yeah, what a lot of people weren't doing, and what I was just like, you got to do this is, all right, so if the line is here and you are in front of the line and you get the ball, a lot of people were taking an entire lap around and then crossing the line to start their lap. I'm like, turn around, because then you can hit B and stop dead and just turn back around and cross the line.
Yeah.
You can really get that really quick, but people were not doing that. And like, yeah, that's where you can
No, the
see.
best was the people going the opposite direction of the thing.
Yeah, I saw one dude who was going against us. He's going the opposite direction and kept trying to shoot the ball through the hoop backwards, and he's shooting it well, but it's bouncing off and going the other way. And I'm like, you can't do
It
that.
doesn't work. I like how everything lights up. The hoop lights up
Yeah.
when you can throw the ball in.
Yep. Shooting is not overly hard. It's like it's just hard enough.
Well,
I don't know. The games
I fucking
the games that I play, I saw 1 goal. Out of,
Really?
out of 2, I played 2 games. I saw 1 goal between
We
them.
probably played 10 games last
Yeah,
night.
probably.
Legitimately, in an hour, we probably played about less than 10 games. We probably played about 6 games. I probably had. I know I had a hat trick in one game, and I had to 5 points in the last game, so at least 8. I definitely had more than 10 goals just last night.
I think it helped that we were talking to each other and communicating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like any other game. If you communicate, you're gonna fucking dominate. Although we got dominated by one team that destroyed
Yeah,
us.
like our first or second, I think it was our second game. I was just like, oh, this isn't going well.
Yeah.
And like I'm sitting there on the stream, I'm like, last night I had goals. I was doing okay. Like, this is not how I play. And then we got into the swing of things, and it
And
turned
then
around
also
quick.
You see, like, because you don't get like points, you get number of fans.
Yep.
Which is kind of
Yeah,
cool
that was-
because you can see them all like lined up and shit. And like you see the teams that have like 2,000-3,000 fans.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah,
why I
that team that
died.
dominated us, all of them had like 1,400 fans, and I was like, "That's why."
Yeah,
we
and
we
we
both
got,
had like
like-
500 maybe.
And that it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the shit
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah. it's a-
I
hope-
really
I
loved
would
it.
definitely check out the beta whenever it comes out.
Oh yeah,
And see what I'm gonna see what improvements they made.
Yep.
or even
Hopefully the
like what
passing's better.
modes. Like I'm curious to see what type mode types.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to imagine
They
they're
open it up to like a basketball. kind of
they're
thing.
they're really gonna end up just making it like
Rocket
like
League.
Rocket League. There's probably gonna be a basketball one. There's probably gonna be a hockey one. There's
Gonna be
probably
an
like
ice one.
yeah, there's gonna be an
Oh,
ice
yeah, the
skating
ice
one,
skating
which is
one.
gonna be fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
It's like take off your blade and just cut
Yeah,
bitches.
Exactly.
And the customization, like that all looks. I mean, it's. I hate saying this that it's literally fucking Rocket League.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
And I'm okay
But
with
it's-
that.
yeah.
Like there are times where taking heavy inspiration from a game is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I'm totally fine with them doing that in this case because
It's a different the play style's similar, but
Oh,
it definitely
yeah.
feels
It's-
different.
what it is
can't
is-
play it like driving a car.
No,
No,
the,
you
the
cannot.
the goal of the game, essentially, the kind of the shell of it is the same. The mechanics are totally different, and that's the same as any other game, as being like, oh well,
Yeah, Call of Duty and Battlefield.
right, they're the exact same game, but the mechanics are different. So and if you make a first person shooter, no one's gonna be like, oh, you fucking ripped it off. No, like, you just made a first person shooter.
So I'm excited. Go check it out. Roller Champions. So moving on to nerd news. So E3 fucking happened and some shit came out. Let's go down the line of people that announced shit. Sony wasn't there this year. They announced last year they weren't coming this year and weren't showing anything off. So Sony, unfortunately, is out. Let's start off with Ubisoft. Ubisoft. So Ubisoft showed off a bunch of shit. Some new IPs, some old ones. Watchdog Legions, the next Watchdog game, came out. Well, they showed off the new one, which everyone loved because it was an old granny beating the shit out of people. Gods and Monsters was a original IP they showed. And it kind of looked like,
I don't even remember it.
fucking it looked like the new Zelda.
Oh, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
I
looked
do
like
remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
It looked like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I wrote
guess.
down just a list of all the ones that I wanted to talk about that I liked, but I
Okay.
didn't write down who they were from.
For Ubisoft, at least for me, they announced new Rainbow Six Quarantine.
I thought that looked really cool.
I'm excited because it's completely
It's Rainbow
different
Six, but it's a
than-
little bit different.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, it's like the old Rainbow Six games where
Yeah.
it was just like
3P, yep.
and
yeah, I really like
things.
that.
Ubisoft also showed Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They have a story creator. You can now make missions in the game.
That's pretty cool.
which is pretty fucking awesome.
And
oh,
will exclusively come to you on the Google Acadia.
yeah. So always the actors in Always Sunny in Philadelphia are pairing with Ubisoft to make a comedy about video game development.
Yep, they make like the most popular MMO ever. And I assume that the character he's playing is basically Notch from Minecraft.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like that
We-
douchey, yeah.
We talked about this like a year ago.
I don't think they announced that like it was Ubisoft, or I think,
No, they did.
was it?
Yeah, we knew the game company.
Yeah, I
we
don't
just knew
remember
that
that
it was
at all.
going to be about like a group of, it was big because remember we made the joke about it being Code Monkeys but like live action.
Yeah.
But I do remember it being Ubisoft. I'm pretty sure we talked about this last E3.
Huh,
So,
I
but
don't
they
remember that.
finally like came out and
Hinted
announced it a little more.
There's gonna be no new Ghost Recon.
That looks pretty cool.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be more survival, but it looks almost exactly like the last Ghost Recon,
Yeah.
which kind of pissed me off. So for Ubisoft, there wasn't much except Roller Champions again
Yep.
on there, and then Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
From there,
You mean Quarantine, not Siege.
Quarantine.
They might have done. They mentioned Siege
They-
at one point. There's a
They added-
new mode
there's
or
new,
something.
There's a new season.
Oh, that's it.
Because Rainbow Six Siege is huge in tournaments. So.
Yeah.
Nintendo came out swinging with some titles.
So
yeah.
that's the interesting thing. Is,
Zelda's hair.
So I watched Nintendo, and I'm not gonna say I was disappointed by it, but I felt like it was fine. Like there was a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that I knew, and it was confirmation. A lot of it was seeing new things, and there was a lot of stuff that I didn't really care much about. I was pretty fine with it. I did like the new Smash character that's coming out this summer is
Not Waluigi.
this summer. It's not Waluigi, so that made me great. That was great.
Yeah, I was
It's
happy
it's the hero from Dragon Quest,
which is cool.
but there's different skins. There's like 5 different skins or something
Of course.
of different Dragon Quest heroes, and they all look like they're slightly different. So really, this is like 5 different characters. Like they look like
in
they have like somewhat different moves and different play styles. So I thought that was really cool. And then at the end, they did another surprise reveal
Yep.
of fucking Banjo and Kazooie,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that was cool.
And he's owned by Banjo and Kazooie is owned by
Rare,
Rare?
who was owned by Microsoft.
Microsoft. And I think Microsoft had said it was like the easiest decision we ever made. was
Probably.
to give them
I don't
Banjo.
know. I didn't hear about that because I've been wondering what the status of Banjo is because like
Yeah,
Sure,
it's not
technically-
Sonic. about the same as Sonic.
Yeah.
Slim
Like
and none.
technically Rare owns it, but it was a Nintendo published game, so like I didn't know what, that's always been the question of like, well, what are all these, Rare N64 games, like how do they fit into this? So
Literally Rare.
yeah.
There was some weird stuff like just Witcher 3 is coming to the Switch.
Yeah, I don't care.
Which is funky as hell.
I mean, but again, like that's something that like we've heard about over and over again. So like I didn't care.
Resident Evil 5 and 6
Plus all of the other ones.
There wasn't really anything that really shocked me. besides Zelda
Mario
Sonic.
and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's coming out.
Come on.
The only Sonic game that matters.
Get hyped.
There was a new hero. What was it? No More Heroes game.
Oh, that
they announced
was fucking
as well.
awesome because like again it was something that like I actually know this one I didn't really know was coming because I've been waiting for No More Heroes
I've
3
heard
for
hints of
a
it,
long
but
time.
not
Right.
anything like solid.
but like we saw trailer and like gameplay. It wasn't just an announcement. Like it was
Yeah.
full on like we got No More Heroes 3.
we got it. It's coming.
Yep.
Some other ports they announced was Spyro.
Yep.
The trilogy's coming. Ni no Kuni is coming there. Minecraft Dungeons as well.
Minecraft
Alien-
Dungeons looks cool.
Doesn't?
Minecraft
I
Dungeons, yeah.
didn't get a chance to like.
It's
look
like
at
it's like a
anything
dungeon
about it.
crawler in the Minecraft world, like Diablo type of thing. It looked pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was the Tales of Mana or whatever.
Yeah. Trials of Mana. Yeah.
Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
There's Castlevania, or not Castlevania, Contra collection.
Yeah.
Because they're coming out with the new
There's a
Contra
lot
game,
of
and I gotta
them.
tell you, that
It's
new
like-
Contra game looks like shit. Nope. Pass on that.
So
And then
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight's
Yep.
coming to the Switch, and Dauntless, which is their next game as
Yeah.
well. Which I was shocked they were doing that, but I'm happy that they're doing that.
Yeah.
'cause Dead by Daylight's a fucking awesome game.
Mhm.
I
And then,
love
of
the gameplay.
course, the big motherfucker was the surprise announcement of, hey, Breath of the Wild 2 is in development.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, oh, fuck.
Oh fuck yeah! No, that was a big drop. 'Cause
Yep.
No one's heard anything because Breath of the Wild just had the last DLC. What, 6 months ago?
Yeah, I mean, but it's a
Yeah.
2-year-old game.
Yeah.
So, like,
But like you got, I always think of it like as like it's new because like it was such a big game.
yeah. And also because Zelda games generally take about 5 to 6 years to come out.
Yeah, but
With the
it's-
exception of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which are like the same kind of like same
Style.
engine, same
Yeah.
style, direct
Which
sequel.
this is
and that's
the
what I
same
feel like
exact thing.
this feels very similar into like that Breath of the Wild was a very new different style of Zelda,
Yep.
you know.
And people are hoping that you can play as Zelda as well
Yeah.
as Link.
So the only thing that I will say is that I have heard a lot of negative reception to this, which
Really?
I didn't think was possible.
I guess because they're not doing something new.
It's because, yeah, all of a sudden, like now there's always the people who are like, I didn't really like Breath of the Wild. It wasn't my type of game, whatever. It was stupid. It sucked. I hated it. Like there's always those people, but they're all
not for
coming out
you.
now. They're all like, I can't believe they're doing this to me. Like that Breath of the Wild was terrible. Like I don't want to play this game. And then I don't play it.
Yeah. Like this one isn't for you. Go to
Yep.
the next. You know they're gonna keep coming out with
Yeah.
ones.
Everybody else is going to play it.
So from there, moved to Square Enix, which showed off a lot of fucking Final Fantasy shit. Holy shit.
It was like 90% Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
And it's all Final Fantasy old remastered games.
so
Not even like
all right,
new
first of
shit.
all, don't even tell me that you're not excited about Final Fantasy VIII Remaster.
I am excited.
Yeah,
for Final
exactly.
Fantasy VIII remastered.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
They
Day
announced
one.
That.
However, I'm concerned about this Final Fantasy VII remake. Not because it looks bad, because it looks awesome.
Amazing.
But it's an episodic game, which means that you're not getting the full game.
Which apparently the original game came out like CD wise, it came out like that where it had because there were so many CDs,
There's 4 discs.
Yeah,
Or 3 discs or something.
so it came out almost episodic where the first disc is episode 1, the second disc is episode
Well,
2.
yeah,
It's-
technically, but you bought them and you got them all.
Well, yeah,
This time you're not. You're getting a game that's, and they've mentioned that the first episode is like just the Midgar section,
yeah,
which is like maybe 10% of the game.
yeah.
So the first game is 10% of the story.
Well, also, they were adding in a lot of stuff.
They are. They said that
were cut.
Yeah.
that was cut from the game.
they said that
originally.
each of these episodes is going to be a smaller portion of the game, but it's going to be the size and scope of a full game.
Which
So
is
it's going to be
crazy.
like a 60-hour game, But I don't know. To me, I don't think this would be that big of a deal had this not been a remake, because you already know the story and you're already like, I want to play these sections and this section.
Well,
but
you're building it from the ground up still.
Yeah,
like,
but
the story's there, but
that's exactly it. So you're spending $60 to essentially play 10% of the game.
will they announce how much it was going to be?
It's
Then?
last I heard it's a full $60.
Fuck, that's rough.
Right.
Episodic
So
game.
exactly. So
But
60
people pay for it. It's
Of
fucking
course.
Final Fantasy
That's
VII.
exactly it. People are going to pay for it, but it's going to be $60 for 10% of the game. And then how many episodes are they going to do? 3, 4, maybe?
6.
So essentially 6. I couldn't even imagine them doing 6. But essentially you're going to be spending somewhere north of $200 just to play a game that you've already played 20 years ago.
You know Final Fantasy VII?
No, I know Final Fantasy 7, and I know people are going
Lovers.
to beyond do it over and over again, but it's just like,
It's
I
hopefully
don't
not
know.
setting a precedent for.
yeah.
It just, for Square Enix in general, they didn't really show a ton of new stuff. It was all just like remakes and remasters. Crystal Dynamics did show off the new Avengers game coming
Yeah.
out in May of next year.
So I want to hit on that too. I have heard overwhelmingly negative comments about this game.
Why?
Because you only have
You only have
characters.
five
Five
characters,
characters.
and they don't look or sound like the MCU actors,
Right.
No,
But
because
like,
which is
even though
exactly
they
the
have
point.
Amazing voice actors like Troy Baker
and Nolan
Nolan
North.
North.
I'm like,
playing
like,
Bruce Banner and Tony Stark, which is awesome.
Yeah.
They're some of the best voice actors in the game right now.
Yep.
yeah.
Now, I didn't love the look of all of them. Like, I have like minor issues. Like, Captain America was really beefy, and his
he was like Rob Liefeld, like beefy.
and his and Scarlett Johansson, his and Black Widow's jaws were like kind of strange, like big and like awkward shape. Bruce and Tony both kind of look a little young. Like, Bruce looks like he's like 20 years old,
Yeah.
like real young. But like, that's
This
such a
also-
minor shit. I didn't
yeah,
really
this
love
is
Captain
also,
America's
like,
voice
The
either.
beginning, like, this is just like fresh
Right.
first view of what they have.
But like, yeah, and that's all minor stuff. The gameplay, I was like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's everything I wanted. The Iron Man, like, doing the twirls exactly like Anthem. Like, the fucking looked like they just remade Anthem into
Yeah.
that. Like, Hulk looks amazing. Like, all the moves that they were doing, people were like, they didn't show enough gameplay. Yes, they did. They showed gameplay.
They showed it good enough.
You just
For a
didn't know.
first look.
Yeah, you didn't know it was gameplay is the problem, because
Yeah.
everything else was a cinematic trailer.
It's going to be a 4-player co-op online.
Yep.
New characters, and new maps will be added for free,
For free.
Yeah.
which
No
is
loot-
the
yeah.
awesome. No loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios.
Mhm.
And will be coming out for the Xbox, the PlayStation 4, the PC, and the Stadia.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, this was probably one of their bigger announcements, besides the remake of 7, the announcement of 8, of course. Some Japanese games I've never heard of before, but are apparently finally leaving
Yeah,
Japan.
there's a bunch of games that are finally making their way west.
There's the makers of Gears of War Judgment are coming out with a new shooter coming this winter, which is crazy. Outriders, which is kind of weird. But it was just a fuck ton of
It was all Final
fucking
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy shit that I could give 2 shits about. Oh, also Kingdom Hearts 3 has a DLC coming out.
Yep. So Final Fantasy stuff.
So Final Fantasy stuff. Remakes that made everyone jizz their pants. So after that was Bethesda.
You're definitely going in a weird order.
I am going on a weird
Okay.
It's whatever
You wrote down.
Yeah, it's whatever ones I clicked first on the links. So Bethesda showed off a bunch of stuff. Ghostwire Tokyo, which is being made by the same people that made Evil Within,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a scary horror game.
Yeah, that's the guy who made
This-
Resident Evil.
Apparently, it's not
Shinji
going to
Mikami.
be. It's going to be an action venture game.
Yep.
So
It still looked pretty cool.
yeah, it looked pretty badass. There's going to be Doom Eternal
So
coming out November 22nd.
Doom Eternal was probably number 2 on my list of awesome
yeah.
fucking things this E3. Like, I knew it was going to be good because the original Doom was so good.
Mhm.
And then I saw it and I was just like, oh, it's better than I thought. Like, they had this cool multiplayer mode where one person plays as Doom Guy and the other 2 people play as giant monsters,
Yeah,
and you fucking
awesome.
hunt each other. Like, And then the story just, I mean, whatever it is,
Apparently
the
you go to
gameplay.
heaven and hell.
Yeah, the gameplay looked fucking awesome. Like
Yeah.
the cool new things that they're doing, climbing up walls and stuff. Like it looked like you had like a zip line or something. Like they're doing what sequels are supposed to do, and like taking an awesome game and just making it better. And like this is probably going to be top 3 or top 5 games next year. Or does it come out this year?
No, it comes out this year, November 22nd.
Damn.
Yeah. So
It might
get
be.
ready.
It might be in the top games this year.
So also announced Wolfenstein. They showed more of Youngblood,
Yep.
which is coming July 26th.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
That's nuts that they were just like, yep, it comes out in like a month.
Get to the
Have fun
good
with
stuff.
So Fallout 76
Oh yeah.
coming out with some NPCs. So they announced that they have a DLC coming out called Wastelanders that will have human NPCs with full dialogue trees and new quests coming out this fall. And also,
Hold on. So what you're saying is the new Fallout 76 game is finally coming out?
Yep.
with stuff that they shouldn't have taken out to begin with. Also, you can try Fallout 76 right now from June 10th to 17th, totally free.
Ooh, I'm still not going to do that.
Also, new game mode.
That's a waste of my money.
New game mode coming out. Battle Royale. Yeah, buddy.
Was it? It's like 50.
Called Nuclear Winter.
How many players though was it? Like
52.
52 player
52
battle
players.
royale. That's
Yeah,
weird.
buddy.
What a random number.
Yeah.
There's a
Just make
like,
it 50.
There's a
They're gonna do.
free-to-play
They're gonna do
period
something
right
with
now.
cards.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
It's all bullshit. And then Elder Scrolls Blades for like fucking everything, because we
Yeah.
need more of that bullshit game. They also said they were working hard on Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep. No, they're not.
Big whoop.
I heard that it's gonna be.
Whoa.
It's gonna be a game that you can play for 10 years. Yeah. Okay. That's because you're just gonna keep releasing it for 10 years.
Yeah, no.
Whoa. Whoa.
Elder Scrolls
whoa.
Online
Guys.
has a bunch of DLC and bullshit coming out, of course.
How the fuck did I miss Commander Keen coming back?
Oh yeah. I meant to mention that to
I
you.
wasn't even gonna mention that. I have no idea what this shit is.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a classic. It's from id Software, for Christ's sake.
God. Like-
Also, Bethesda announced that they have introducing new software for streaming, for game streaming, called Orion, which will apparently,
So I was very.
apparently it will cut down latency, so you can play on max settings while streaming your game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
And
pretty.
this isn't streaming on like Twitch. This is streaming as in
Like
some-
Stadia
yeah,
and
Stadia
stuff.
and stuff.
I was a little bit angry about that at first because I was like, all right, we got Stadia. Right before that, Microsoft announced Project X Cloud.
Yep.
And now you're announcing another one. I'm like, come the fuck on. But then they started explaining it and I was like, this isn't a service that you're doing. It's more of like a technology that they're doing to
it's-
really reduce the resource that needed to do these things.
Yeah, so you
which
could
be really good.
You could play stuff on, a shitty connection.
Yep.
Apparently.
What? Commander Keen is a mobile game. Guys,
You are sold.
this is amazing. I didn't
Bethesda
know about
just, like,
this.
fucking
It's
jizzed
official.
all
Yeah,
over
but
you.
Bethesda won E3 for me.
So, moving on from there to Microsoft.
Hold on, I gotta finish watching this
Oh,
Commander
Jesus
Keen
Christ.
video.
So Microsoft made the big announcement, Project Scarlet, which will be the next generation for the Xbox.
Yep.
Announced for release in 2020 holiday season.
Yep.
And the launching title, of course, is a Halo game, Halo Infinite.
Yep.
Which they showed a little bit of, which looked pretty good. They also showed Cyberpunk 2077, which was introduced by Keanu Reeves.
You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
Keanu Reeves is in the game.
Yeah, he will apparently star in the game.
So I
which
made
is
this
what's
joke
been
the other
said.
day.
So
I'm
he'll
gonna
probably be like the person that like teaches you everything and
Yeah.
like the head guy or something like that. So that's by CD Projekt Red, which
So
made Witcher.
Hold on,
as
hold
well.
on. I made this joke the other day, and I'm gonna make it again on here because I'm so damn proud of it. Any kid that is born in 2019, according to the Chinese zodiac calendar, they are born under the year of Keanu Reeves. Because like seriously, that's all that's
no.
been fucking going on. This
He's
2019
huge.
is just nothing but Keanu Reeves.
I feel like his career just is like it goes up and then just stays up.
Yeah.
Like it never just like.
But like with
syncs.
everything, with John Wick this year, and he's even like he plays himself, quote unquote, in that new Netflix show,
Yeah.
Always Be My Maybe, and now he's
now
on
he's
this
in
fucking
probably
thing.
one of the most anticipated.
Bill and
games.
Ted is coming back.
Yeah,
Like,
God knows why. but,
God.
Whatevs.
Yeah. I will say that
and he deserves it.
Cyberpunk 2077,
Yeah, no, he's a good guy.
I think it was the highlight of E3.
Yeah.
Maybe it sucked that happened like first. That was the first
Yeah.
show that I watched, and I was just like, this is it. Like
Done.
that's the shit I'm looking forward to.
Also, Double Fine Productions, which made Psychonauts, which was a
Yep.
huge game for the original Xbox. I think it was.
Yep.
They were
And PS2, I think. I think it was on both.
Was it?
I think so. I don't know.
So Microsoft bought them out as well. They're joining Xbox Studios, and Psychonauts 2 was also announced.
Yeah, people are really happy
as
about that.
well, which because the first one was crazy good.
They're bringing back Flight Simulator.
Yeah, Flight Simulator had a fucking shit ton of fans because the last one that came out, I think.
I
Was
mean,
like
out of all the
2005.
simulators that are out of there,
Yeah, the
Flight
Flight
is
Simulator.
the.
But it looks fucking fantastic
Mm-hmm.
and looks amazing. And you'll probably need to buy like $8 billion worth of DLC to get all the planes and shit. So Xbox One is also getting a console streaming service, so remote play. That'll come out in October.
Yep.
As well.
Project X Cloud.
Yep. Gears of War 5 is coming in September 10th.
So I kind of wanted to touch on actually the Project X Cloud stuff and the streaming
Yeah.
a little bit and kind of just what they're doing. I don't know. They're just Microsoft just seems to be doing everything right. You know, in conjunction with xCloud, they announced their Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Game Pass for Xbox and PC and your Xbox Live subscription all bundled into one for $15 a month, which is cheaper than I'm pretty sure that's just what Xbox Live costs
Yeah, it
was
is.
$15 a
They'll
month.
probably slowly kill out Xbox the regular pass.
Probably.
Or cut it down to 10 and make it like almost silver. used to
Exactly.
be.
Yep. So like I actually immediately converted mine to Xbox Ultimate because I used the Game Pass. I already paid for Game Pass. If I was paying $60 a year, which is what, $8 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Plus 10 for the Game Pass every month. Like I was paying $18 a month
I think
anyway.
they saw that a lot with people and went,
Yeah.
why don't we just bundle it together? and
So now
people
I have
pay
Game
for it?
Pass for my PC too, which is awesome. But I just feel like, I don't know, the kind of the way. Now
Xbox is gearing up for their next generation. They know the one wasn't their big hit.
I was very high on Stadia because I think that game streaming could seriously work. And I liked what they had to offer, and
Depending on where you live.
right. And I'm thinking about giving them a try. Was thinking about giving them a try. When Microsoft announced Project X Cloud, I'm just like, why bother?
Don't go anywhere else.
Like this is going to be.
I'm already in the Xbox
Right.
shit.
I'm already an Xbox user. Like there's no reason for me to switch to a new service when I could just continue to use the devices and everything that I have and use their service. And I just think that eventually what they could get to and what they should get to is a Fire Stick like device that's just an HDMI that you plug straight into your TV. It's got Bluetooth built into it, so you can get your controllers connected to it, and that's what streams your games. You know, it could be a very small device, maybe something that also has an Ethernet port on it, so you can get better connection. But it's a small device that you plug in, and that's going to be.
It's not a huge
right
jump.
But that's going to be your media center. Is this small little device? You can stream your games, you can stream your movies, you can do whatever you want with it, and like that's all that it needs to be. And like I don't know, like again, like I was high on Stadia and everything because I loved what they were doing, and then when I saw the xCloud, I was like, this is it. Like
and
like here it is.
And the big thing about that is like I'm sure. And the better thing with that I will say is this is Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't have ties to anyone. Like with the Stadia, even if Stadia ended up being
themselves.
But I mean, like Stadia's through like a Chromecast. So the thing is, like, if you're like, you might get like, you know, if you buy that and you don't have a Chromecast yet, and you buy like the Ultra Chromecast to get Stadia, you'll get like Netflix on it, and you'll get Google Play and all that shit. But like with the Microsoft one, like you're gonna get everything that you can get. You know, like there's nothing holding you back from like Amazon. Actually, I don't know. Do you have like an Amazon Prime on Microsoft? I don't know.
Yeah, I have Amazon. I have Prime Video on my Xbox.
You do have Prime Video, and
Yeah.
that's the thing, and that's what's
gives
cool. What's fucking amazing.
Actually,
is,
everything that's on my Xbox is also on my Fire Stick.
really,
I'll
Yes.
give you a
well,
Fire Stick.
your Fire Stick has access to.
The only thing it doesn't have access to is Google Chrome and YouTube. It does not have
YouTube.
access
Yeah.
to
What the
YouTube
fuck?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
because
yeah.
YouTube is owned by Google.
Yeah,
Wow.
You,
Yeah,
you can
that's
still
the thing.
run Netflix. There's other apps, but it doesn't have an official
yeah.
YouTube app.
and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the only annoying thing is like between having a Chromecast and having a Fire Stick, it's like they don't want to support each other's apps,
Yep.
and it's
Yeah,
just
so they'll just
fucking.
be a
And
pain in
Xbox
the
does it
ass.
all. Now,
and then-
the other thing that was flooring was they kind of alluded to the fact that like it's not just an Xbox you can run this on. Like you know that they're highly interchangeable and playing with other companies. Like there's some talk and thought of like you're gonna be able to run your xCloud on your Switch, and it's just like
yeah,
we're getting to the point now where like console wars are being murdered by the console developers themselves, except for
Yeah.
Sony, because they recognize that people would rather be happy than brand loyal. And
Yeah.
if you can cross, you're still going to have your consoles and people are still going to buy the next Nintendo console and the next Xbox and everything. But like if you can interchange certain pieces of it, that makes
Yeah.
everybody that much
For-
happier.
For me, it's more of I'd rather it get to the point where the developers can sell their games and it doesn't matter what platform. Like
Mhm.
you can like if I want to
Just
play it on
play it.
Xbox, I play it on Xbox. If I want
Right.
to play it on a PC, I can buy a game once.
Yep.
And I can play it on whatever the fuck I want to play it on.
Exactly. And
Probably won't ever want to do that because that would take away so much money that they have people buying for PC.
The
and
thing is,
Xbox
but
games.
it would take away money from it wouldn't like there's so much marketing between all the different companies, then it puts it solely on the development, like the production studios, and
the way that I look at it is it would probably end up evening out.
it would.
The
I do.
reason that I don't buy some games is because I don't have anybody to play with. Because everybody that I would play with owns a PlayStation instead.
Yeah.
So I don't buy that game. If I could play with them people on PlayStation, I would buy that game. There are people that are double dipping, of course, on PC and Xbox games.
Yeah.
But then there are probably maybe an equal, maybe more in some cases, maybe less in some cases, people that are not buying a game at all because of one of those reasons. Because,
Yeah.
oh, my fucking friend plays on PC. I can't play him.
Yeah.
Like if you could play on PC and on your Xbox and have cloud saves that go back and forth like you can with a couple of games, Fortnite I think might be one of them, surprisingly enough. You know,
Yeah, that would be the
that's
thing, to
that's
be able
reason to
to-
purchase that game.
to jump between.
But then take it the other side of people likely won't be purchasing many games anyway. You'll be signing up for the subscription and paying your monthly
Right.
fee
Right.
and streaming them instead, which
Buying games will be
Right.
a thing of the past.
which is the one thing I'm concerned about is more of the retro gamers, game
Yeah.
collectors and
Yeah.
things. They're not going to have anything to collect. And like, what's to say 10? All right, there's games that I play that are 25 years old. There's games that I play that are 30 years old. What's to say that 20 and 30 years down the road, I won't want to come back and visit some of these games. Maybe I can't
Yeah,
because they're not
servers
available anymore.
closed,
Right.
that Everything's done.
So that's a concern for me because I can still hook up my Super Nintendo and play Link to the Past whenever the fuck I want because it's my favorite game of all time, but it's almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I might not be able to do that in the future.
See, where
and that's concerning.
That doesn't bother me because I don't play.
Exactly.
New is always better.
New
Right.
is always better. I don't go back and play older games
Yeah.
really anymore.
It concerns me, and that worries
Except
me.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Because I'm modding the shit out of it. So, also more announcements by them. New Elite controller, which looked pretty nice.
Pretty
but
nice. 180 bucks.
Fuck. And also, I have an Elite controller, and they break constantly.
Maybe this one
they're
won't.
built like shit. Elden Ring, which is going to be a collaboration between the guy who created Dark Souls.
Yep.
And George R. R. Martin.
It's a new universe
Yeah.
created by From Software and George R. R. Martin, which basically means it's going to be a Game of Thrones game that you can't survive in because it's too fucking hard.
Game of Dark Souls.
Game of Dark
Thrones.
Souls Thrones.
So,
That's going to be cool. It's definitely going to sell
Oh,
well. I'm not going to say that I dislike. I don't love the Dark Souls games, Bloodborne. I haven't played Sekiro or whatever it's called yet. I want
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
but I don't love the combat system in there. It's like it's it's clunky, and it's not necessarily like, oh, it's so hard I keep dying all the time. Like, I feel like a lot of times I die because the controls are clunky rather than because I didn't do something right.
I tried playing them and I was just like, these controls fucking suck.
Yeah, I played a lot of Dark Souls 3 and I didn't get very far because like it's just the controls are so slow and so clunky that I'm like, it's handicapping me from enjoying the game.
Yeah.
And some people love them, and that's fine, but not me.
Minecraft Dungeons announced for spring 2020.
Yep. Again, looks
which
cool.
Is an action game spin-off of Minecraft, which not shocking. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. There was more shown of it, which looks fucking good.
I was at like 100, and then I saw a guy who looked and sounded like Forrest Whitaker, and I was immediately like a 20. So,
Fuck.
yeah.
That's a good thing.
If he's in the game, I might not buy it.
So that's releasing on November 15th.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
A week before Doom. Fuck my life.
You're fucked. There's a Blair Witch game because we have to bring something back from 1999.
I have that on my list because I want to talk about that.
Why?
Because when I was watching that, I was like, like this seems like it could be interesting. And then I zoomed out and I saw the thing and I was like, nope, absolutely not. Not even going to bother. Like, I was like, this might be like a cool new like horror IP. And then when I saw it was Blair Witch, I saw the symbol and I was just like, no fucking way. You know it's going to be bad.
Oh, yeah. No, it's going to be terrible. The reason why Blair Witch was good because it had no budget and was technically terrible.
Yep.
The best thing that I saw was Forza Horizon 4. Now we'll have Lego Speed Champions
Fucking
expansion,
awesome.
and we'll have Lego cars.
Fucking awesome. And it had the Lego song by Lonely Island as the
Yep, that was
so
awesome.
great.
A bunch of Lego games, the Star Wars, the
Star Wars
Skywalker
saga. Yep.
All 9 films, all new game
Yep.
apparently.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
That's cool.
Dying Light 2 announced spring 2020, which is gonna be cool. I'm excited for that one. State of Decay 2 Heartland, which is available right now, which brings you back to the place of the first game, which I'm excited for. I gotta buy that and download it really quickly. And new trailer for Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3 looked really cool. I'm definitely intending to play that too.
I am not.
I have Borderlands 2 now.
I don't know what it is about Borderlands, but I don't.
No,
like
I
it
agree
at
with
all.
you.
I purchased
It's like years.
for $6. I purchased the handsome collector's edition of Borderlands and Borderlands 2, so I installed it. I'm gonna play it, and I'm like, everyone loves Borderlands. Like, there's got to be something to it.
I get bored with it.
Yeah.
It was a grind to finish the second game.
Yeah, I've been having camera issues though, where like I'll be zooming and my or walking, and my camera will just like jut around. It's the only game I've had issues like that with, so it's not my controller.
Huge amounts of games for the Xbox Live Pass, like fucking ton of shit.
So there are 2 games that you haven't mentioned yet that I actually thought were really cool. One was Bleeding Edge.
Oh, that was by the same people who did Hellblade.
Yes. Which people are very unhappy about the graphic style that they went with. More of the like Overwatch, Fortnite, like cartoony kind of style graphics, but it's like it was like a 4-on-4, 5-on-5, 6-on-6 like battle kind of game. And it reminds me a lot of, I brought it up so many times before, that fucking Shadowrun game that I bought on 360. This is what that was supposed to be. Was like everybody.
Are you just hoping a game just makes the Shadowrun game again? That doesn't suck
it's
dick?
such an awesome concept, and they fucked it up beyond belief. Like, but like it's that cool. Like everybody gets a different character who has like a different, unique style and abilities. But like these characters actually look different and look like they have different personalities. I think the game looks really cool. Didn't hear such great things from people who are fans of Hellblade, but I think it looks awesome.
Well, because Hellblade was highly realistic.
Yes,
so like,
exactly.
To go away from it was weird.
And the other one was the new Ori game. Was it Wisp of the Willows or something like that? The Will of the Wisp, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, okay, yeah, that
Will and the Willow.
You should watch the trailer for it. It looked phenomenal. I loved the way it
I
looked.
think I missed that one.
It was like the first thing they showed, I think.
Oh, maybe
immediately I broke up my phone and I was like, gotta write this shit down.
Yeah. So out of everything that was released, which was a ton, but people are shitting all over this year. I think just because Fallout 76. But what was really on your top that you're like, can't wait to...
Cyberpunk, Doom, and I couldn't pick a third one. I feel like there's so many other things that take the third spot
Yeah,
because
there's a lot that like mixes in.
right, Breath of the Wild, of course, is there. Zelda's always there. They showed a lot of Mario Maker stuff. That's definitely there too.
That's gonna be fun. A lot of stuff,
but that comes out in 2 weeks, so like I feel like I can't put it on my list, but like it comes out in 2 weeks, and I fucking can't wait for it. I really liked Bleeding Edge. You know, Borderlands looked cool and everything. So
there's a lot of games I wish they had shown.
Oh, maybe Avengers is number 3 for me.
Maybe that's it. Too.
Yeah.
For me, the top was Division 2. They announced a DLC that
I figured you'd like that.
Going back to New York to kind of finish up the storyline there, which was fucking awesome.
And they're doing a Netflix show.
Yeah, and they're doing a Netflix show. Who was?
Oh shit!
In that one.
It was Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain.
And they're doing it with Netflix as well.
Yes.
Which
yeah. Ubisoft is doing it with Netflix. So like, hopefully there's some
hopefully
there's some quality control there.
It's interesting now just to see that like Ubisoft, first they have that TV show with the Always Sunny people, and now they're doing this.
Yep,
this as well.
There's also a Dark Crystal game coming to Switch. I think.
I saw that. I was like,
that was
Dark
weird.
Crystal.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because the new Dark Crystal movie's coming out.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh okay.
They're making a new one.
I always forget like Dark Crystal. How fucking old am I?
Look at all these ruins.
Oh yeah. The Lego DLC for Forza Horizon 4 looks fantastic. And Cyberpunk. I mean, I think Cyberpunk 2077 is on everyone's list.
it's one of those games
that's also one of those games that feels like it's in development hell. They've been talking about it forever.
We've got a release date.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know?
So hopefully it's as good as everyone's hype is. The hype for this game is fucking real.
Yeah. Again, concern because what I keep going back to is it really reminds me of Watch Dogs. It reminds me of the development cycle, the hype, the kind of style of Watch Dogs, and Watch Dogs kind of fell flat. As much as you might like it. I've heard other people that are really good.
The hype of that Brink had. Do you remember that game?
I do remember that game.
360 title that I enjoyed the hell out of.
Yeah.
But it fucking crashed and burned so fucking fast.
Yeah.
And I hope it's not like that. But it is by the same people who make the Witcher series, which is an amazing
and that's
game series.
Always going to be an immediate confidence booster.
Yeah, it's a good fucking development team. So hopefully that does well. CJ, anything that you saw that wowed you?
I mean, obviously the Commander Keen fucking mobile game, nostalgia mobile game. You got me
singing your song, man.
They're doing everything for me. I think besides that, really, Breath of the Wild, and the new co-op Luigi's Mansion game.
Oh yeah, there was
for sure. And for me, as being somebody who like now has a sustainable salary, I'm looking to actually pick up a Switch. I've been like waiting and sitting for the new Switch to be announced.
See, I thought that was going to be announced. I thought they were going to mention something.
I feel like there was a lot of stuff people were waiting to be announced and nothing came up, and it was just kind of weird.
So now I'm just like I don't want to buy it because I know the minute I fucking buy it, they're gonna be like,
the new one's gonna be
the new one's gonna be out. It's like, oh my fucking god. So like, that's something that's like on my radar. Is I definitely want to get a Switch, but also like everything with the Microsoft announcement and the fact that the Xbox One S just dropped in price. I think it's down to like $250. I think.
Yeah,
Walmart's selling them for like $208.
Something like that.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Like maybe now's the time to get an Xbox.
I might actually think about getting a fucking Xbox, man. You motherfucker. So yeah, I mean, the only reason I think about that is for me, it's all about for me when it comes to playing games, it's about convenience and opportunity. And the thing is, like, if I am in my bedroom and my Xbox is out in the living room, if I have something that I can just fucking plug into my bedroom TV to play from my living room, I have to move all this fucking equipment. I just have to bring the controllers in and I can play. Like that's just that's great. That's perfect.
That will be out in October.
So
maybe wait until maybe the holiday season.
Yeah.
And see if you can get a good deal on an Xbox, even better deal on the Xbox
and
with
a Switch.
All this stuff and a Switch. Get them both. Fuck it. Money.
I'm not making that money.
Did you want to go over the?
I mean, iOS 13 preview came out and dark mode. That's all I care about.
Yep.
That's really fucking it. They
Apple announced a monitor that's ridiculously priced with a stand that's even more ridiculously priced.
$6,000 monitor, $60,000 computer probably,
and a cheese grater.
Yep. Telling you right now, the computer's going to cost $60,000.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
crap myself.
I mean, like I took like a preliminary through the actual preview of like all the new shit that's coming out. And they're like, we moved the sound bar so it's out of the way, and like seriously, like everything about it, like the dark mode is literally the only thing. But again, that only matters if the app developers use the API, so like
the
it actually
dark mode.
transitions through their apps and everything for the dark mode. But like besides that, like the glaring thing is like if I'm in an app and then my phone rings,
Your
I
phone's
can't do
upside
a
down right
fucking
now.
thing about it. You know, like my phone is ringing and I get to stare at this phone ringing until they hang up and I can get back in my
Yeah.
app. That's something they still
can't just,
haven't.
like-
Really?
You know,
Oh,
the thing is like I can decline the call, but
no.
I can't like
My phone, I can.
yeah.
While I'm in
so-
an app, it'll just pull down in a bar instead, and I can just
Yeah.
swipe it away.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting a swiping keyboard, so you know that's cool.
Oh, so everything that me and TJ have been doing for the past 3
Which
years.
they just
Yeah.
updated our system not long ago, which changed a bunch of shit for me.
I don't know.
I wait a ton of.
I got a new phone,
Yeah.
so
Oh, okay,
I don't know what
so-
yours looks like. You might have this phone has it's called like the One UI or something like that, and that's what might have been updated
Maybe
there.
that's it.
The only thing I will defend though is that and that they mentioned as well is there's a bunch of new security features on top of the new iOS 13. So like all of the like illegal illicit things that I continue to do on my phone, if the police ever get a hold of it, they can't get it off my phone.
Well,
So,
that's
like,
good.
Unlike you fuckers, where they can jailbreak them and get all of your
I mean,
your contacts of who's selling you drugs and who you're selling drugs to. and good
all that stuff.
All that
all
stuff
the
they
porn
get
I'm
you.
going to.
Every hooker that you've blown and whatnot. So
Yep.
now they know. Not me.
Hey, you blow hookers? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the other way around.
Nah,
So
you-
who are your
you're
winners and
not- you're
losers of
paying 'em.
E3?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Speaking of blowing hookers,
Yeah. It's hard. It feels like everyone had
something.
something good and something really bad.
But it also wasn't
I
anything
feel like Ubisoft
crazy.
did really well this year. They showed off a lot of good stuff.
Yep.
For me at least,
They
showed
also
off a lot of good stuff.
diversified,
Um,
especially because like two TV shows. Or wait, is Division?
Yeah.
Divisions Ubisoft as well.
Is
yeah.
it a TV show though, or is it a movie?
Yeah,
TV show.
It's gonna be TV show. I think.
All right, so they have two TV shows. They have a shit ton of games. Like they fucking diversified.
Yep.
I feel like Square Enix didn't show as well as everyone.
I
else.
would have to say
I
this.
mean,
just because it's all the fucking Final Fantasy.
if you
Yeah,
like Final
I
Fantasy,
think
then
so
they
too.
won.
Yeah,
they won
Well,
fucking
that's the thing.
large.
I've seen everybody being like they won.
Yeah,
I also think that Square Enix probably.
it's all those weebs.
But this is the thing is
them on.
I
I know
don't
who you are,
Yeah.
weeb. You know who I'm talking to.
I don't think there was a clear cut loser this year. Like
No.
everybody had something to show.
Yeah, they definitely had something to show.
So I'm gonna go off script and give Sony a loss for not showing up.
Yeah.
Usually they lose because it sucks. This time they didn't even show up, so you're still
You're
getting the
still
L.
gonna lose.
Take that L.
Yeah. I feel like Xbox. Also, I feel
Microsoft's-
like Xbox and Microsoft did pretty much the top.
Microsoft is
out of
by far
everybody.
the winner for me.
Was EA there?
EA did theirs like Saturday night. They showed Fallen Order then. I don't give a shit about
okay.
EA. I don't count
Yeah, I
them.
didn't really look at
Yeah.
it. They
Yeah.
did, but
Microsoft was by far the winner to me because I think that they showed the most games that I had interest in.
Yeah.
They only showed one game I hated, which was Battletoads. Oh,
Yeah.
looks gross. Fucking don't even want to look at it.
I mean, it's fucking battle.
I don't even want to. I love Battletoads. Don't want to look at that game. And then the Project X Cloud and the Scarlet
Yeah, I
stuff
feel
that
like they
pushed
had
it
a
over the
good-
edge of like, okay, you went from like a good conference to like
They had
you could change the world
new
right now.
console, new accessories, new platforms and
Yep,
stuff.
they had new
games.
everything,
So I feel like they won overall.
and they had Keanu Reeves. So
and they
like,
had Keanu Reeves, so I mean, you win. And they had the most for Cyberpunk 2077.
Exactly.
So I feel like
It was very breathtaking.
fucking
so breathtaking.
Xbox did the best, and then I feel like everyone else kind of evened out. With
Yeah.
for me, Bethesda was kind of iffy on the bottom as well, just because of all the Fallout.
See,
shit.
that's the thing. Doom. I was like, Bethesda did good.
They had-
You showed me Doom.
was good, but they
That's all I
just
need.
showed more bullshit for Fallout 76 and are trying to keep this game alive. And the Elder Scrolls Blades bullshit again.
Yep.
I don't give a shit.
Don't care. They
so,
showed me Doom.
You know what I want? A Doom Diablo crossover.
We didn't talk about Darksiders at all.
Oh,
No.
that a new
Darksiders, whatever it's called, is coming out with a new game.
Like the first fucking thing was announced.
Yeah, they're coming out with a Diablo style dungeon crawler that looks like it's 4-player co-op, and I saw it and I was like, "Fuck yes!" Like this is gonna hold everybody over until Darksiders 4 comes out. It's introducing Strife into the story. It looked like you could play as all 4 of the Horsemen. Like this is gonna be the shit right now.
I wonder
like,
if it's like a before, like a prequel kind of thing.
it is. It's in between 2 of the games. I think I heard.
Is it?
I think so.
I thought it was gonna be like before even that.
It might be before the first one. Yeah, because in between the first and second game,
all
War
4 of
was
them are there,
imprisoned.
so yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I saw that and I was just like, shit, like one of my favorite series is getting some traction after 3 games. 3 games in 10 years.
So yeah, go check out all the videos that were released, all the trailers that were released. It's E3, so you got a bunch of shit to go watch. So that's all for us this week. Don't forget to check us out on genfailcast.com. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at genfailscast. Like and subscribe to us on Twitch and YouTube. And if you like what you've heard from us, and considering leaving us a review on iTunes. And reach out with any questions or topics you'd like to discuss, and we'll discuss them on here right now. Well, not right
and
now,
go.
but like later on. So that's all for us this week. So everybody,
Don't forget to check us out. just read the whole thing again.
Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.